our minds work very, very similarly. We've just been applying the skill set of connecting and making up stories. I mean, they kind of go hand in hand. Connecting when no one else is doing the connections for you. I mean, that's kind of what we're all here to fucking be learning to do. That's what being sovereign means. That's what having free will means. That's what being magical spiritual creatures means, is that we get to do our own fucking connecting. Thank you very much. I don't need anything or anyone on the outside of me to tell me how to connect all the infinite pieces of reality surrounding me and that comprise me as a person. In fact, why would I ever want to listen to anybody or anything outside of me, what their story about me is? Why? Good story or bad story. If it's a story that somebody else outside of you is telling about you, you're going to have some problems in this dimension. Okay? Especially when the stories don't line up. And in my life, especially in the past 10 years, not many people can tell my story the way I'm like allow me to tell my own story without still trying to project their version of what I'm doing, because I allowed it. That's what I allowed. I didn't know any better. That's what I got in my, the foundation in my home. But I chose that. My soul chose that. But I chose it for a very specific reason. And one is because when I finally managed to understand myself enough, to love myself enough, and to remember enough of my full divine goddess power, sovereign energy as a magical creator. Once I did finally get my first opportunity to demonstrate at the desire I have, I do also believe it's part of my soul's mission, but I'll give it to you in the most selfish way. I have been doing for something outside of me. Out of my 46 and a half years, I probably spent almost 35 to 40 of those years doing and catering to outside of me first, without really understanding, certainly not to the degree I needed to in order to efficiently and effectively manage myself as an adult, a very powerful, attracting, I generate and attract a lot of energy. So if I didn't know and understand myself with oodles of energy constantly around me, that fucking miracle, I didn't go insane. Because I feel like mental illness is you're actually dialed in if you're mentally ill. You actually are dialed into the truth, because it's this world that makes you fucking crazy. But trying to navigate both worlds with a wholly unprecedented, vast awareness and understanding of myself and the world outside of me as a mirroring of that inner self. It's a miracle. It's a fucking miracle. And it all comes down to connecting. Synchronicity is divine's way of revealing your path to you. You really don't even need to do much at all. You've already done all the work. The work you have to do is the work to allow, to receive, and to allow. That is work. That is work. If you haven't been acting in that way for any significant amount of time. I bounced all over. See, it's at a moment like this that I have to remind myself, what are you doing? You don't have to post this. Because like part of me is like already, the universe is always listening. Spirit, God, source, it doesn't matter. I know we think, and there is like a privacy and a specialty and a novelty of, even though the reality is that there is no, we're going to a place where this understanding that we really are all one and we're fractals of this one, and that everything is us and we are it. And therefore, everything's always reflecting back to you. And what you see, what you perceive, what you choose to see, how you experience it, is really only how you're feeling about yourself. But this knowingness, it's like when you know that, there are no secrets, because we've all been there in some way. I mean, even if we haven't directly experienced something in this life, we've had the experience in another realm, in another lifetime, in another galaxy, on another planet, in another body. But we don't even really need to, our fractal, our unique fractal, doesn't even really need to have directly experienced it, because it's like vicariously tapping in. Oh, you've had this experience. I'm going to truly connect. I'm going to connect to the part of you that is me. And it will be as if I've had that experience. And when you have that, it is like you know, you can read what people are really saying when they're not saying anything. You can feel, hey, that's funny.